today. I can see you again. We get to see
The most refreshing drinks looking for the most refreshing in the line. Now
Xavier. You're able to type in
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Louder. Can I request all of you to move a little bit forward so that people in the back can see the screen a little later? Let people come in from that side. So, welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for being here and showing your participation for this program. Before we start, I want to share something. You know that 3 days back we had put some posters around the offices and emails were flying that something exciting is coming. So I saw people walking past my office and asking me, so what's really exciting? And I said, wait for 3 days. No, Ya Allah, please tell me. Tell me, I'll not tell anyone. Yeah. So these are the things which were happening around, and we were all very happy, looking forward to, yes, there is something coming up. And I believe when today morning when I came to the office, one colleague comes to me and says that, now I know what's in the bag. But why are the hot air balloons? Where are they? Etc., etc. So there were questions. But I'm sure that all of you know and you have a fair idea by now that what are we getting into? What kind of a hot air balloon are we going to fly in? Yeah? So we're going to give you a lot of details, a lot of things for us to share as an organization where we're embarking on a new journey with all of your support. But before we do that, I'm very thankful once again to all of you to come here. I'm very thankful to the senior management team for being here. And we start the session. Can I request Mr. Masood to please come over and say a few words, sir?
Thank you. Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, we've been on this journey for a few years now, and we've been talking about how we are going to continue and improve the investment that we're making in our people. And this is well worth celebrating today, because today we're launching a very important thing as far as that journey is concerned. We are providing you, as Jitan will explain, with a whole range of development opportunities for you, your teams, your colleagues, which is a very good investment in where we're going for the benefit of the company and for our employees. Now, it's interesting because I remember in the last year and a half, a lot of people coming to me and saying, okay, so there was a whole hoo-ha about the partnership that we've got with the Coca-Cola business. Nothing's really changed. What's happened? So maybe a few logos here, a few things there. We've been talking about the benefits of that partnership from the moment that the signatures were put on the contracts. And here today, you will see a real tangible part of the benefits we're getting from that partnership. Because the tools and the methodologies that we're getting are the best in the world that only a company of the size and sophistication of Coca-Cola can provide. If we were to develop this kind of things that you're going to see ourselves, it would take years and it would take millions, tens of millions of euros. Whereas we're now getting the benefit of that straight through the partnership and the synergies that we're building through the Coca-Cola business. This is just the taste of what is to come. As we build more on these synergies, we will have improved careers, improved development opportunities for the benefit of our people and of the business as a whole. So I'm really, really happy to show you what we've got planned. There is a massive commitment to development of our people from the whole of the senior team, including the shareholders. But it's very important to make sure that you take ownership for that development. That's the additional thing about this tool. This tool allows you to learn what you want to learn at your own time, where you want to learn. This is really, really important to me. It's not about us withholding something, giving it, whatever. This is here, please try it. It's really, really impressive. Trust me, it's fantastic. To show their commitment, we have a brief message from our new CEO, who is fully briefed on this and is fully supportive of it and wanted to say so himself. Perhaps we could play that.
Dear colleagues, here at Dozan, over the years we have created a great business. A great business with very strong brands rooted firmly in the Middle East. At this time of our history, we are taking our game to the next level and are changing our destiny through the Coca-Cola partnership. We all have a role to play in lifting our game. That coincides obviously very nicely with personal development. The Coca-Cola University Bottlers Learning Center is a great platform to share a wealth of knowledge. Next to that, what we provide to you is direct access to Harvard's world-famous and world-class leadership information and leadership knowledge. I'm personally confident that you will make the best use of this exciting opportunity for your personal and for our joint business growth. Enjoy the learning.
It was late on Wednesday in our management meeting, and introduced this idea to us. I can say when he came into the room, we'd just been through an hour and a half of Samer Tadros presenting Iraq, so the energy in the room was very low, as you can imagine.
Suicidal.
Yeah. I can say afterwards we got a lot of energy because this is really something which is absolutely fantastic. To say a little bit for my finance colleagues, you're aware we've started a finance academy. E-learning is another piece of the puzzle, and it's important to bear in mind that on training, this is such an important part that you yourselves have to take ownership of, and this is one component of it. Majority of your training will always be through on the job, we know that, but this is a fantastic resource which is opening up, which we haven't had access to before, and it comes from a wealth of over 100 years of expertise from Coca-Cola. So we benefit from their history, from their knowledge, and we do so in a very, very fantastic way, which is easy to use, and which really puts the onus on ourselves to really step up our own game and go into this space and explore. I can tell you, in my own history of e-learning, I've always found these courses fascinating, and I've dived into areas which are outside of my functional area. So you would find me late at nights looking at sales and looking at marketing, which was highly entertaining for a finance person like me. And I'm sure it's also an opportunity for many of you to broaden your perspectives and to look and experience a little bit more of learning outside of the area in which you are functionally sitting at the moment. Because that adds to your contribution to the business, the ability to talk and understand what other people are looking at, what their perspectives are, what their particular challenges are. So you'll get a lot of very good frameworks, you'll get a lot of good learning, fantastic case studies, all in a very, very private, self-managed way. So have no fear that your scores will end up in Atlanta in some kind of logbook over how you're doing. This is all very personal, and I think it's fantastic. It does add to the number of hours in which you can also add to your training resume at the end of the year, and I think this is something which is a fantastic add to our business. So let's now all go forth with great energy. Let's explore this space, and let's take all the learnings, and let's share together what we learn out of it, because there's so many courses that you might find that some are less relevant, some are more relevant. So as you go through it, just like to encourage you to share with your colleagues, saying, this was a really fantastic course, it's well worth you going ahead and exploring it on your own. All right, good luck everybody, enjoy it, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Masood. Thank you very much, Thomas, for sharing this with us. As all of you know, that we all come from various functions, wealth of experience. You all have worked in different organizations, and I'm sure that some of you have experienced this kind of a technology earlier. We will leave the session open for future comments in terms of the importance of this mode of learning a little later. But before we get into that, I would like to share with you the site, an overview of what this flight for all of us looks like. Now, the Bottlers Learning Center has 9 modules to start with. I'm going to give you a quick overview of each of the modules in a very short while. The first one is customer and commercial leadership. Then we have franchise leadership and systems alignment, consumer marketing, something on leadership and management, which is very interesting, which we're going to talk at length about, personal development, the core of your function. All the areas where you work, where you have functional and technical expertise is something which is supplied by the module of functional development, and we'll have a look at it. We have something called Supply Chain Academy, which leads us with another training partner, which is Accenture Academy. We have something on quality and technology, which is Keotech, and we have something on food safety and hygiene, which is the Food Safety Knowledge Network. I'm going to give you a very quick brief in terms of what these modules are. Obviously, this is just an overview, and when all of you get your boarding pass to log in, you can go into the site and explore, as Thomas rightfully said, that other than your core functional area, please feel free to browse wherever and whatever you wish to learn and explore during this site. So the first one is about customer and commercial leadership. And this basically has three subsections, as you may look at it. The first one is commercial execution. There are courses and modules which are about shelf space expansion. So when you go to retailers, etc., you have chill space, you have dry space. How do we have a strategy to expand our market share through a chill space expansion? What is the consumption strategy? Then we have something very beautiful which comes in form of collaboration for value. Now there's some amazing modules on sales training here which are developed for retail and key accounts perspectives, and our sales team and all of you as well can take very good advantage in terms of understanding the different steps, the different procedures which are involved in the sales function. We have some amazing retailer case studies. I mean, imagine that you have a case study of Tesco and a Walmart of the world which is at your PC. You can just click on it and learn what all they do, what are the best practices they follow. There is something which all of you know is OBPPC, which we are heavily in an implementation mode right now in our organization. There are 4+ modules of OBPPC which we can learn from, includes modules on packaging, merchandising, and POP messaging. So this is about the customer and commercial leadership. The next one is about franchise leadership and systems alignment. Now here we talk of, in the Coke bottlers world, they have something called effective management routines for them to work more efficiently within their own work life. So they have a module around this, which is called effective management routines. Then we have something in terms of creating an effective franchisee system. So there are various modules within this category in this segment. We move on to consumer marketing. So all of you who had been dreaming of, let me know about what the brand standards are. Let me understand how does a world brand leader, which is Coke, and I'm sure that you know that Coke by brand value is the topmost brand in the world. So here is a module for all of us to have a look to understand what are the different brand standards which a company like Coca-Cola has. There's a module on a design machine which is about optimizing operations for trade marketing, etc. I'm sorry for this. On personal development, there are a few modules which gives you an overview about the 360-degree feedback. There's a module on health and safety. How did Coca-Cola originate? What's the history? There's a full course which you can have a look and understand the company with which we have a partnership with in terms of its strengths and how it has grown over the years. How did we become a brand ambassador? I mean, all of us are brand ambassadors for our organization. And there are, I took a little sneak peek into this module. There are some amazing tips which it's not only for us as Ojan employees, but us as professionals, wherever we go and whatever we do, how do we become a brand ambassador of our organization? So there are some handy tips about being a brand ambassador in the Live Positively series. Then there are some tips on social media which you think is a very happening buzzword nowadays. The functional development, as I mentioned, all the core and functional expertise areas which we have various courses which, as Masood rightfully said, that Coke has coupled years of experience and put this functional content. Now, we must all appreciate the fact that Coke, along with all its bottlers, have coupled all the managers and their knowledge on a single platform to give it very handy to us. So we have courses on corporate audit, we have courses on finance, we have courses on supply chain. They have a virtual university called Juice University just under the umbrella of Coca-Cola University. There's something called Packaging College. People who are interested in Six Sigma, DMIC operations, etc. for quality improvement, there are courses on operational excellence within this module. The next one is Supply Chain Academy. Now, it's important for you to understand that the whole site is absolutely a free access to all of us. And the site which links Supply Chain Academy is called Accenture. Now, Accenture is a partner training company which has tied up with Coca-Cola University. This is a limited site with paid access. So all of you in these specific functions who want to have access need to be talking to your senior managers for whom we will have to buy selective access from the Accenture Academy. Some of the senior managers already have access to this site. They are reviewing the site right now in terms of understanding as to what are the courses into it, and then we can explore that who are the people we want them to be buying these courses for on behalf of the organization. Within Accenture, there are two main verticals. There are 2,000 plus courses in Accenture Academy. We have some 1,100 plus courses only in supply chain management. So now you can see the span which starts from product innovation to supply planning to manufacturing to logistics to customer service engagement. Everything to do with the whole manufacturing end-to-end facility. Umpteen number of courses there. Then we have three vertical segments for finance courses, which are on finance processes, performance management, and things like internal controls and investor relations. It's a very content-rich site. You have to take a call with your senior manager in terms of understanding that to what extent is this good for your functional achievement going forward, and we will have to buy the access for you. We have a procedure, and we'll keep you posted if you're interested in this. The next one is about Keotech, which is all the content on quality and technology which we have. There are things which we do right from planning to sourcing to making to delivering. Enough number of courses. They have an association with BTS Learning. Again, this is free of cost access to all of us. And you can go get into the site and explore what all is there for your functional area. The second last module is on food safety network. This talks about the food safety and hygiene. With another partner vendor relation, we have a site here, again free access, where there are 100 plus courses on this site. Now we have covered all except one, which I'm sure you can't read right now. It's leadership and management. And when I looked at this site, believe you me, to me, this looked as possibly one of the most interesting sites to me, right? This site takes us to a very rich content which comes from an Ivy League school, which is called Harvard. Now imagine you have content which is being supplied by the professors who teach at an Ivy League school like Harvard. I mean, I'm sure all of us at some point in time would have dreamt, had I gone to this business school, I would have learned this, I would have been there, etc., etc. And it's all here. We have 44 modules, which takes us to the rich content which a company like Harvard is giving to us, and they have a tie-up with Koch University. And we're really thankful to Koch for them to have this tie-up free of cost for all of you. So this is primarily segmented into three portions, which is a minimalistic understanding of any leadership journey, as you may understand. One is to manage myself, second is to manage others, third is to manage business. So there is this content of courses, and you will see on these, which is that if you have to learn about delegation, people come to me and say, I want a course on time management. I want to improve my writing skills. So that is something which falls under the periphery of managing yourself. When it comes to managing people, we all are people. We live in an organization, breathe with people, work with people. We have to understand how they think and they act. How can I improve as a manager? How can I improve my leadership skills? So there are various courses under the umbrella of managing others. So when it comes to hiring people, when it comes to coaching, when it comes to delegating, when it comes to change management, when it comes to how do you engage with teams more than what you have been doing till now. So some amazing content on this thing. And last but not the least, effectively, if I am doing my own management, efficiently if I'm managing people, then the most important piece left is, am I managing the business well? And if that is the real crux, the real juice of the game, then there are enough courses for us to understand how do we make a business case, how do we do crisis management. I know that our organization is deep down into budgeting. There's a course on budgeting there. All of us, we have been spending so much time on budgeting. We have something free of cost, an amazing course on budgeting. So likewise, depending on the area of interest you have, and we know for a fact that during your performance appraisal discussion in the past years, we have highlighted loads of personal development needs which have been there. We have done a lot of classroom coaching training courses, and you can see some of the stamps on that side before you leave. We will continue to invest. We will continue to do our classroom training sessions. We will continue to have projects on the job so that you keep on learning. This is another beautiful addition which works very nicely in a blended learning fashion for all of us to learn and grow in the business. I would like to show a very quick video in terms of you to understand how the Harvard Management Mentor looks like.